I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're venturing into the vivid dreamscapes of a wonderful book called Dear Dreammaker. I Don't Sleep, I Dream by Dr. Leggie Boone. Delve into Dr. Boone's fascinating world where dreams blend with reality through colorful, eventful narrations that span nearly a decade. Today, we're going to uncover the intriguing connection between Dr. Boone's dreams and her waking life, exploring how these visions shape her understanding of the world. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her wonderful book. The links are below this interview. Doctor, so good to see you here today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Dreams are such a strange part of our lives, really. They're almost magical. I mean, some can be wonderful and happy. Some can be horribly scary. And a quarter of our life is filled with them or thereabouts, right? Or, thereabouts a third or whatever, however
If you're
many
getting the
hours we
sleep that
dream.
people ask, that sleep they suggest, yes.
Yeah. So what do you make of dreams anyway and their significance?
They can be prophetic. They can be just an escape, and it can be clarity on some of the, when it comes to those nightmares. It just reemphasizes some of the trauma that some people go through, or anxiety for trauma they may go through. So for me, it's a movie every night,
Hmm.
almost every night. A movie I've never seen before or never would have imagined, with some really creative happenings.
Yeah. Do you try to control your dreams?
I have no control over them. I've tried to at least notice changes or
Hmm.
differences in how I appear in my dreams. I used to be very quiet in them, but more often I'm speaking or have some kind of active role. Sometimes I'm narrator, sometimes I'm observer. More often, I have an active part, but I might not be myself. I might
Hmm.
be a different person's perspective and seeing things from that person's point of view.
Yeah. So you started journaling your dreams back in 97. Tell us how the journal and being aware of your dreams has influenced your personal and professional life.
I actually started making note of dreams before then, but I started doing it more frequently in the late 90s when there was more happening to me emotionally, and the work that I was doing was taking its toll on me. I was a crime scene investigator in those years
Mhm.
in Baltimore, where I'm from. And sometimes those dreams from the scenes or dreams from whatever job I was doing, even before the crime scene work, when I worked in the zoo, I had zoo dreams. But when I had the crime scene dreams, I'd wake up and draw a scene of a sketch. I mean, a sketch of a scene, excuse me, that I had never been to before. But I could picture those scenes so clearly as if I was assisting in that investigation. It just turned out to be somewhat of a coping strategy for me to write it down. I'm a chronic note taker anyway, so it just came naturally for me to make notes of what I saw in those dreams. And it just got more and more detailed as I started writing more.
Things do come together at night. It's when our brain organizes, right? All the information and data and stimuli from the day. How do you
Mhm.
account for prophetic dreams where you can see in detail something that of a place, for example, that you've never been before?
I think it's a little scary. I don't really want that power, so to speak. I appreciate the information, but I don't always know how to translate it to a potential happening. Um, I know of one particular dream I had the day that it happened, or the morning that I woke up from the dream. I got called into a scene on a weekend, and the scene was at the exact same place that I had dreamed about that morning before I got there. I had just written it down before my phone rang. I got to the scene, and it was at the home of a lady that was a member of my church. I went to visit her in the dream. In the dream, we saw a naked woman walked by. We could just see the backside of that lady. And a neighbor walked over to her and wrapped her up with either a sheet or a house coat or something and walked her down the street trying to kind of help her out. But in the crime scene, when I got there, it was in the open lot that was next to her home, the home of the lady I was visiting, and the woman had been buried face down in the ground, and all we could see was the back of her body. And that was the first time I'd ever felt so close to what a dream, the dream was so close to reality. And it was 100 and some degrees, like 113 degrees that day in August in Florida. So between the dream and the heat and the equipment I was wearing and my uniform, that's the first time I ever got weak at a scene and almost, nearly faint. But I think I was just overwhelmed because I kept replaying the dream and replaying the scenario of who is that woman? We didn't see her face in the dream, and we didn't see her face at the scene. This is a deceased person. We saw the backside of it. So I don't like those kind of dreams.
Yeah, because
like
they're kind of inexplicable, They
Definitely.
defy what we consider, conventional wisdom, when you are seeing things before they happen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's give the folks at home an overview of what your book is.
Dear Dreammaker is a beginning of a series that I'm planning or I'm working towards because I have chronicled them for years. The first book, I Don't Sleep, I Dream, is a true reflection of what it is that's happening at night or during the morning time most often. I have multiple dreams, some nights two, three, or four, as many as six. And I usually wake up, write down a few notes, and then later in the day, fill in the gaps of those notes when I can spend the time to do it. But the first book is from 1997 to 2006, and this is a period in time where a lot was going on with my job and job changes. I went from a crime scene investigator. I got married. I had a daughter in 1999, and I changed jobs and went to teaching. A lot of stress in between life and family and crime scenes starting to look like, if I had any children at crime scenes, I always thought back to my own daughter, and that wasn't really a good thing.
Yeah.
So I needed to rearrange quite a few things during that time period. In that same bracket of time, the man that I married took his own life. So there were a lot of heavy things going on in that period. And my dreams reflected some of those things, some of the relationship issues, some of his passing and family issues, some of the things dealing with working with my daughter, having been 3 years old when her father died. So it was more of a therapeutic way for me to put my thoughts down, put my dreams down, and try to kind of find some semblance of organization for life. The next book in the series is called The Sleeper Must Awaken, and it'll cover the next years, 2007 to 2011. And I hope to keep doing them not until I stop dreaming, but as long as possible to complete the series for myself more so than anybody else. But I'd like this to be part of my legacy for my daughter. Her name is also Leggie.
Now, when people read these books, they're going to start interpreting, something is seriously wrong with Leggie. Do you see this dream right here? Now, I'm joking, but in your book, you do mention that you're hesitant about interpreting dreams. Tell us why.
There's so many books that are available on dream interpretation, and I have tried to find meaning behind some of those common themes, behind water or different animals, or picturing a home I've never been in, or a car crash, or just a lot of different meanings that are associated with those different events. And I think it's interesting, and they do have personal meaning, but I find it difficult for someone else to try to interpret my dreams. So when I do have a dream about another person, a full situation that involves someone that I know or that I have any connection with, I usually contact them and let them interpret the dream so they can explain, let me know if there's anything significant in what I saw or what I felt at the time, in that particular dream. So I'm just, because I have so many, and there's, I dream, I'd say almost every night that well, every morning that I wake up, I have something that I can remember just a little bit of. And some of them are just so detailed that it's just too much. There might be some, I might be doing that, we just said astral projection, be floating around somewhere in somebody else's world. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it's just interesting the stories that come out of them and some of the creativity that comes up within my dreams. Um, I've made jewelry. I've created outfits that I've never seen. I've gone places and seen different organizational landscapes that I haven't seen before. It's just it's just fascinating to me. I wish I had the artistic talent to make some of these items real, or even create, maybe put me on TV, or put my an animated series. That would be an awesome thing if I could connect with that kind of talent to do that.
Yeah, that would be very, very cool to bring your dreams to life.
Hmm.
Yeah, or make your dreams come true. That's what it sounds like, right? Yeah, for sure. The name of the book is Dear Dreammaker, I Don't Sleep, I Dream by Dr. Leggie Boone. It's a wonderful book. It chronicles her own dreams that she's had her whole life, but this book basically focuses from 1997 and beyond. And it's a world where dreams blend with reality through colorful, eventful narrations that span about a decade. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just excited about the feedback I've gotten on the book, and some from family members and friends, and a lot of people like to share their dreams with me as well. And I just eat it up. I enjoy hearing some of the stories that go on that people remember, and I just figure there must be a reason why I dream so vividly, and I feel like I need to share it. So especially if it's about somebody that I know.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think it'll make people reflect upon their own dreams. What is your goal for the book? What do you hope readers take from it?
The importance of journaling, the importance of self cares, of therapy, of sometimes venting, maybe prayer, of just letting those thoughts take you away from your reality for a little while, escaping from reality in a sense, and that it can be therapeutic. There can be a sign in those dreams. There can be something to guide you towards something that's better for you or that might be dangerous for you. So just to kind of take them seriously, at least to look into them, to
Yeah.
think on them a little longer and look into them. Maybe keep your own dream journal. I met a young man at a book signing event just this past weekend who mentioned he keeps a dream log on his phone, and he and I just talked for about 20 minutes about how that just helped to relieve whatever was going on, or at
Mm.
least distract you from something that might have been hectic during that day or that week. So I think it's a good thing to journal in general, but when you have something personal involved, to get those thoughts down on paper or record them, however it's best for you.
I agree. And I also feel like dreams are a connection to the spiritual world. I mean, when I've had my parents pass, I've had such vivid dreams about them that they came to me and spoke to me. You know, you can't help but feel that connection in your dreams. Doctor, thank you
Definitely.
so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate your time. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight. And don't forget to write down your dreams.
Thank you.